Well, I shouldn't be surprised when left up to its own devices, the NCAA will screw up anything. Let's talk about eligibility for Jimmori Robinson and company on this episode of Locked On West Virginia.
You are Locked On West Virginia, your daily podcast on the West Virginia Mountaineers, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
And what is up? Welcome back in, guys. My name is Mountaineer Paul. I am your host here. Welcome on to Locked On West Virginia, baby. Well, we're talking West Virginia football times two. And look, we've got good news, we got bad news, and I guess it's better than no news. On one end, we've got eligibility issues again for the West Virginia football program, and because the basketball program's had them before too. And also we have a new commitment. So we're going to get into both of these, which I'm excited about. But unfortunately, we're going to start with the bad. We'll end with the good. But West Virginia beat out some teams for a really good player today, so you'll want to stick around for that. But let's get to the updates. So as you guys know, Big 12 Media Days has happened this week. I chose not to go because I have a Utah trip coming up on Monday where I'll be interviewing Coach Sataki in LaBelle Edwards Stadium, meeting the staff, players, and everything. So I chose to do that because I've got an entire itinerary, literally 3 days full of events that they're doing this for me. Just all they want is a video. So I wasn't able to go to Big 12 Media Days, but I had people on the ground there, obviously, that work in my company and other places. And so I had them on the ground asking questions about this situation with the eligibility because, to be honest, had this eligibility come up before, I don't know that I may have chosen to go to Texas had I had an opportunity because, I think this is important. So anyway, the update that I got was that West Virginia is kind of in a desperate situation here. That's a little bit of a Hail Mary at this point in time, is the way I've heard it be described. Other people have said that as well. But I think the way that it was described to me from the people that I spoke to was grim. That's the word I was told. So unfortunately, that's the word. Doesn't mean it's in stone yet. I don't know what else West Virginia has at their disposal to be able to do, but it started to make sense. If you guys hadn't noticed, Jimmori Robinson had been asking for some NIL deals on social media, which I thought was a lot. Not that it's weird. I mean, I'm all for kids making money, or grown men in this case. Really, he's an older player. But I thought, surely he's doing pretty good. Why would he care about a couple $100 here or there? Maybe this is why. Maybe he hasn't gotten paid yet. Maybe they gave him some up front. I don't know. There's a lot of speculation to be had here, right? And that's when I'll be clear here. That's speculation. I have no clue about his financial situation. They could have gave him all the money up front. I don't know. I don't get that sense, though. I think West Virginia knew they were taking a chance, which is why Jimmori Robinson ended up at West Virginia, right? Is because had he been fully available for the market, I've said this multiple times, he was going to be a mid-round draft pick, guys. Just know that. Like he would have been drafted last year coming out of UTSA. But I think he wanted to play 1 more year of college and get that quick paycheck. Some people do. I'm not going to say whether that's right or wrong, but here we are. And, I don't have any specific word on which one has the worst chance or the other. We did a breakdown yesterday or the day before on exactly what is holding these guys up. So in most cases, if you played JUCO in 2018, the Diego Pavia rule excludes you from that. If you played COVID or redshirted in 2020, then that year doesn't count. Well, all these players in some way, shape, or form played during those times, except for like maybe one. I don't know. I can't remember if they all played in 2018, but like if you look at a kid like Harrington, I'm just going to be honest here. He's like 8 years in now to his career. 2018. right? He's been like a bunch of different places. So I think when you look at it from that perspective, even though he's only played in a few games in his career because of different reasons, he's been in college for a long time. So when you look at that, just objectively looking at how many different places and then over the course of time, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025. I mean, it took me a long time to say that, much less him live it. He's almost a decade into his college career. It's kind of, do you really expect people to give him another year? I don't know. The expectation I'm hearing is it's not looking great, but there are things he has in his advantage. Like I said, a few of these years don't count. He was injured for one. He maybe even two. I know for sure one. And then there's obviously the 2020 and the Diego Pavia years. So it's so confusing. And I don't know how they're going to figure it out. As far as Jimmori Robinson goes, I know a lot of people are more concerned about him. I would put Tye Edwards in there too. I think Tye Edwards has a chance to be great, like really great. And we need him for goal line and things. But if he's not going to be available, then I think that's going to be a hit as well. But, um, you know, I wrote a blurb on each player just to kind of, for people that maybe don't know exactly who these players are, to kind of just familiarize people with who these players are. So Jimmori Robinson's a sack machine, 6'5", 250-pound edge rusher, where he had 17 tackles for loss and almost 11 sacks last year. American Athletic Conference Defensive Player of the Year honors. The American Conference is the closest thing to Power 4 that you can get. And most people consider, you can do, if you have 11 sacks in that league, you can probably do it in the Power 4 as well. Close to it. Maybe 9. He's good enough. And then on tape, you watch him, and he's like, oh yeah, this dude's an NFL player. So he's a Virginia native. He committed to West Virginia over Virginia Tech. He was ranked the top linebacker in the transfer portal by Rivals. And he's the heart of, I think, Zach Alley's pressure defense. Most people would say he's a day one starter. I think he would dominate in the Big 12. And obviously losing him would gut our pass rush in a few ways. I think he leaves a massive hole. There's no one on our roster that can fill it. Not one person can fill it. Not anybody. We don't have a guy like him. So our defense needs this NFL caliber star to chase our, bowl game, whatever you think we're going to do this year, our dreams. Hashtag free Jimmori. I want Jimmori to get this extra year, man. But I'm told that, at media days, like I said, having people ask around, there wasn't a lot of optimism around this. So it's looking grim. It's looking grim, man, unfortunately. So other people on the list, Justin Harrington, a veteran safety, 6'3", coming in from Washington this past year. He brings in a ton of experience. Obviously, he's played at Oklahoma. He's in a junior college. He's got a lot of ability. He's a kid that could come in and be an all Big 12 type performer, talent-wise. You look at Jeffrey Weimer, the wide receiver, 6'2", had 75 catches for 1,000 yards last year and 6 touchdowns. You think he's not? You think he's not important? I think he is. If you look at what he did at UNLV, even he had like 30 catches in the first 4 games or whatever it was before he got hurt the year before. So if you watch him on tape, he's an elite route runner. So obviously know about he is well worth the price of admission. Tye Edwards could be maybe the most upside of anybody on the entire list. Is 6'4", 230 pounds. They've got him clocked at running 21.5 miles an hour. He's a freight train. Rushed for 1,500 yards and 11 touchdowns, including a 1,000-yard campaign last year. Size, speed, he's really good. I think he would spell Jaheim at times, and obviously would be our big-time bruiser in the backfield. We need him for the trenches. It's a huge loss because his unique blend of size and production is unmatched on the roster. Only Jaheim White really can match his production, and his absence would limit West Virginia's ability can control the clock and wear down defenses, which is a cornerstone strategy for Rich Rod. Oh, man, it's just frustrating, guys. At the end of the day, any one of these guys could get, eligible. But I'm not feeling good about it anymore. Yesterday, I felt 50-50 on it. Today, I feel worse based on what I've been told. And like I said, people I know, that I work with and others that were at Media Day, spoke to people with West Virginia that were there, and this is what's been passed on. So it sucks, man. It sucks. But let's wait and see what happens. Like I said, West Virginia still may have a couple tricks up their sleeve. There's also, you can always sue. Like it happens, and I don't doubt that West Virginia may try that route if it comes down to it. Might have to sue to get, one of these guys to play, especially Jimmori, and, especially be able to leg to stand on. The NCAA has been losing a lot of those. You can look at a guy like Pavia, who got a temporary injunction. My thing with this is, if you're West Virginia and you don't have any decision yet, seems like you may have a couple of things back. I think they've got some initial maybe feedback on all this, but I don't know if they know what's going to happen yet. I wonder if the NCAA is waiting until right up until the season to make these decisions. That way they can't be sued again. I don't know. Let's go to break. We'll come back and we'll talk about positive news. West Virginia beats out a bunch of Big Ten schools and some other major schools for a blazing fast defensive back. And I'm talking about 4.4 speed clocked. This kid is very talented. We're going to watch him next. You don't want to miss it. This is Locked On West Virginia. Stick around. And this episode of Locked On West Virginia going to be brought to you by FanDuel. And look, we're talking about FanDuel obviously because they're doing a big during summer. The full summer sports are in full swing. And whether you're all about the baseball under the lights, golf on the green, or high-stakes soccer action, FanDuel is the best way to make every game more exciting. You're already following the action, so why not make it just a little more thrilling with FanDuel, where you can get on the game while your friends are getting sunburned at the beach. It's easy to use, fast to pay out, and makes even regular season games feel like must-watch events. Whether I'm playing a same-game parlay or watching a bet right into the ninth inning with my sweat happening, FanDuel makes me feel like I'm part of the action. And look, if you want to be new to FanDuel, that's fine. New customers can bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets. That's if you win that first $5 bet. You have to do it at FanDuel.com. You can't win if you don't play. Open the FanDuel app today or use FanDuel.com to get started. All right, segment 2. You know what? Just for old time's sake, let's crack open a do. Let's crack open a do really quick, because if I had a Baja Blast, this player might Baja Blast my ass into the sun. An impressive player, Vincent Smith. Sounds like an enforcer back there. Commits to West Virginia. A defensive back. Let's go over to, let's share a screen. Bang. See what that is. Okay. There's Vincent Smith. I'm honored. Thank you. If I could send me the video, what you do. Yep. I'm talking about you now. Talking about you now. LOL. All right. So, this kid is definitely talented. Iowa, USC, Iowa State, teams that run our style of defense, anybody that runs our style of defense wants this kid because of his height, 6'2", 200 pounds, runs a 4.42 in the 40. That's not chopped liver. This is a kid that you look at can play. He can play corner or safety, depending on what you need. And I'll be honest, man, I think this kid is going to be a good player. I like him a lot on tape, and we're going to go watch it here in just a second. As you can see, his final 3 were Purdue, Iowa, and West Virginia. We love Iowa, man, as far as they've always got salty defenses. We know their people can evaluate defenders well, especially defensive backs. Heck, they just had a guy go in the first round 2 years ago. So let's get to the tape. I'll break him down first, though. Actually, I forgot about the breakdown. Let's do my breakdown. Vincent Smith is a human tackling machine, man. So he's out of Carl Sandburg High School in Orland Park, Illinois, 6'2", 200 pounds, a 3-star prospect. 247 ranks him highly, top one of the top prospects in the state of Illinois in 2026. He pledged to West Virginia today, choosing West Virginia over Purdue and Iowa with additional offers from USC, Kentucky, Iowa State, and others. He had committed to Northern Illinois, but he decommitted in June after receiving 4 Power 5 offers, or 5 Power 4 offers back to back after he hit some camp scenes. The key visit turned out on June 6th to 8th when he came to West Virginia, which significantly influenced his decision. If you look at him as a track runner, he runs an 11.36 second 100-meter dash and has an 18-foot plus long jump, showcasing some serious athleticism, man. He ran a 4.42 42nd dash at the Under Armour camp, highlighting speed for his size, and it shows up on tape. He's physical, man. At 6'2", 200 pounds, he brings an opposing frame to the secondary. He's really ideal for matching up against large receivers or tight ends, and his size will be a significant asset to this Zach Ellie scheme, which prioritizes big physical defensive backs. I think he has experience playing corner in high school as well, from what I've seen on tape, but I think he'll probably be projected at safety in the Zach Alley defense because they love the 6'2", the 6'3", safeties. Like, that's just what they like. And that length and athleticism can play huge dividends. He can be a big rangy safety in the back end for West Virginia. I think he had the ability to slide into multiple roles, whether that's nickel, free, boundary, you name it. His skill set's going to allow him to cover, support the run, and probably blitz because of that 4.42 speed. That track background and the 4.42 speed we just mentioned demonstrate elite speed, man, and elite explosiveness for a player his size. He's also got some lateral quickness and change of direction ability to stick with receivers in coverage. He reads quarterbacks well, which you'll see on the very first play in the tape. Shows really good instincts and the ability to track the ball in the air. His length really helps him break up passes, too. He's got longer arms. And then you look at him in run support. He's got a physical frame. He's willing to engage blockers and ball carriers in run defense. And he's effective at stopping the run, especially when playing closer to the line of scrimmage. I think, he's versatile. I think the transition from corner to safety is going to require a little bit of time to adjust for him because those are going to be new responsibilities, such as reading run pass options, playing deeper zones, that kind of stuff. His high school experience is primarily at corner, right? So safety-specific instincts need development, so he'll probably need that. If you look at man versus elusive receivers, I think he handles big targets well. But, guys like him can struggle against smaller, quicker slot receivers in man coverage due to his size and less elite hip fluidity. It's one area that he needs to work on, per Christopher Smith's scouting report. If you look at his tackling consistency, he's very physical, but his technique in open space can be a little inconsistent. He misses a tackle occasionally, especially against what would be considered speedier ball carriers. And this is a common area for an improvement among young defensive backs. It just is. So Mike Smith Jr. scouting report noted that. He is a 3-star prospect who was initially under the radar. So I think he lacks the extensive high-level competition exposure of some other top recruits, which could mean a little bit steeper learning curve in the Big 12. And then obviously there's a penalty risk because his physical style can lead to occasional penalties and come a little bit too grabby in coverage. And that's another thing that's been noted in a few people who have evaluated this kid. If you look at the overall analysis from different people, you've got everybody from Alan Trieu for 27 Sports or Vincent Smith. 247's got a take on him. WestVirginiaSports.com has a take. There's a ton of people that evaluated this kid. Most say he has a high ceiling due to that like combination of size and speed and raw athleticism, but note that he's going to need some polishing on his game. Let's get to the meter. We all know about the hot piss meter, guys, which is going to evaluate him across 5 categories, each scored from 0 to 10 with decimals for precision. You know, we got to have that. So let's see how close we can get him to 50. He's 8.7 out of 10, in my opinion, in athleticism. That 4.42 40-yard dash time plus an 11 sub 11.3 100-meter time. 18-foot long jump demonstrate elite speed and explosiveness for a 6'2", 200-pound defensive back. His track background and camp performances confirm that upside, by the way. However, I think he loses a few points for not having elite hip fluidity, which could limit his effectiveness against shifty receivers in man coverage. Versatility, man. He's a 9.2 out of 10. He's going to be able to play safety, corner, nickel. He's going to be a major asset in West Virginia's scheme. I think his size and skill set allow for him to cover multiple positions. He's going to be able to support the run. He's going to be able to contribute in sub packages. The only reason I docked him slightly is because he's going to have to refine his safety-specific instincts, as his high school experience is primarily at corner. Ball skills and instincts, which I have an 8.5 out of 10. He's got really long arms, man. He pokes balls out left and right. You see him getting passing lanes. And if you look at the scouts, that's what they praise about him. And also those instincts, his ability to read quarterbacks are very, very, very good, guys. And that's one of the things that makes me most excited about him. He makes plays on the ball. He leverages his length to disrupt passes. His instincts are really solid for a high school corner. He's not a ball hawk yet at safety, but I think he's got a chance to get there. And his limited exposure against elite competition slightly lowers the score here. I think his fit with West Virginia is pretty easily 9 out of 10. He's very physical. He's very versatile. He's got a path to early playing time. I think he's an excellent fit for West Virginia in 2026 and beyond with Zach Alley. He's got a strong connection with the coaching staff. He had a positive official visit on the 6th through the 8th. And I think that further solidifies his alignment with the program. The only reason he doesn't have a perfect score is because I think, he has to develop some, right? He's going to need a year probably to get used to it, but he could play early. I think he'll get some snaps. Upside and development potential is an 8.8 out of 10. He's a high-end 3-star with rapid recruiting rise, guys. This kid is, by this time next year, we're probably going to be fighting people off for his services, honestly. He's had significant upside. He's got a ton of size and athleticism. And if you look at what scouts say about him, his best football's ahead. He's raw at safety and definitely needs some technical refinement. But, man, look, once he gets that tackling and coverage footwork in order, his score is going to be through the roof. I've got him at a boiling piss score, 44.2 out of 50. I think he's got high upside. He's super athletic. He's got a rare combination of size and speed. 6'2" that runs the 4.42. You just don't find that very often on the back end. And he's going to bring some versatility to the secondary. He's going to play multiple spots. He's got an athletic profile. He's got a great fit with West Virginia. And I think he makes him not only a great scheme fit, but also a program player that is going to have a potential major impact on this program. I think he'll need coaching to refine his positional skills to maximize this potential. But I think the 44.2 definitely reflects his status as a promising prospect with some room to grow, right? Possibly into a star in Morgantown as long as he sticks along. Let's go to break. What we'll do on the other side is watch the tape, man. Let's see how good this kid looks. We'll be right back. This is Locked On West Virginia. All right, we are back here, Locked On West Virginia. Let's get a drink really quick. And let's jump over and watch the tape. Because we, that's our slogan around here. Watch the tape. Decide for yourself. It's just like in politics, you see people making snap decisions based off of what somebody told them, what they saw on somewhere else, instead of just going and researching it themselves, right? although that's not an apples to apples comparison. Football is kind of similar. Yeah, I could take those scouts and then I'll praise him and say he's really good. I've had that happen before and I wasn't impressed personally, right? Or in this case, I agree with him, but I'll show you why. This kid's good. In this first play, you'll immediately see he's a heady player, which all that means is that he's a really smart football player. And you see it shows up on tape over and over again. He reads quarterbacks well. His eyes are always glued into the backfield. Does a good job with this. And as you can see, first play of the game, I mean, what a play. Here he is again. Watch him read that pick. That's just instinctual. Nice explosion as well. He's in zone coverage. He doesn't have to move very much. Watching the quarterback, and look, the quarterback's releasing the football, and he has enough explosion to get to it after the quarterback releases it for a pick six. Nicely done. Here he is playing the same exact defense, it looks like. Yep. He's in phase with the receiver, and nicely done there. Another pick. So, once again, great ball skill shown on a play. You look at him here. This is a pass deflection. As you can see, boom. He just gets right out in front again. The receiver breaks out. Watch him take the angle to cut the football off from the receiver. Boom, he takes it. And you see how he uses his right hand? It's just like in basketball, right? Whenever they teach you to jump in passing lanes, you always use the outside hand, right? Because if I use this hand, I'm not getting anywhere near the length that I am with this hand, right? This one's way longer. So you can see he does that same thing here on this deflection. All right, so I might have to start fast forwarding between plays here. It's a little bit slower. Okay, once again, he's always facing the quarterback, which is interesting. Don't know he'll play that at the next level, but as you can see here, look at that great speed he has here, and this is an overthrown ball pretty much. But I mean, him hanging around. This kid wasn't open, right? Like, I mean, maybe for a second. But, I mean, his recovery speed is really good. And on a couple of these plays, you see it. He is extremely fast to the ball. There they try a double move on him. No shot, and his length gets right in the way. You can see this kid tries to run the double move right here. Watch him try the double move. Boom, right? No chance. Stays right in phase. Nice job. And and this kid's mad too. Oh, he's definitely upset. All right, here he is playing press man. Well, no, he's not pressing him. Okay. So he's using that athletic ability. Ooh. Yeah, he broke it up, but it was close. I mean, that was one heck of a throw, wasn't it? What a throw from this quarterback here. Oh, okay. It was a fake draw. So and here's another thing. Here you want to see. I mean, look at him right here. This is an old school formation here, right? This is under center. This is like two trap, three trap. Like this is right off guard, right off tackle kind of stuff. You got this kid here who comes in motion every now and again, but I mean, like, or you just hand it off to the fullback, right? This is how you know the competition level probably just a little bit down. Because, when I was in high school, this is what they played, right? This kind of offense. But as you can see, look at this great fake by the quarterback, first of all. Really great fake. He's got the ball behind his back. But as you can see, our guy watching the whole way, right? He's watching the whole way, doesn't get fooled at all, stays right in phase with the guy. But this dude makes a throw. I mean, that throw right there, oops. That throw right there probably should be caught. But as you can see, his arm is right there in between his right and left hand, right? And so, he gets his hand right in there and knocks that thing loose. That's a great job. Great job on our guy's part, Vincent Smith. Nice job there, too. So you can see he's physical in the run game. Here he is again. He's playing this facing the quarterback kind of strategy, which I like. And there it is again, that nice length. He needed every bit of his 6'2" to get a hold of that one on this pass deflection. I like that route concept. If you look at the route concept they run, it looks like it's going to be all verts, but what they do is they break this dude's route off to change. It's like, it's like changing levels on a fastball. You go way upstairs and then you bring it back down and you do different things. It changes what your eyes see. And it was with routes as a defensive back or a safety, a lot of times these cuts, these different things can just take your eyes off of your responsibility for just a second, and that guy can run by you. Watch this here. Watch this guy break off, and he comes right behind him. Should have been a touchdown. Should have been a touchdown. As you can see, he even fell for it a little bit, right? This guy breaks off. He feels right behind where the guy breaks off. And I mean, it should have been almost a touchdown. But he's right here in phase with him. And look at that great job tipping that ball right there. Just a great job. Should have been a touchdown. Okay, here he is coming right off the edge, making a tackle. Nice job there, too. Corner blitz coming off the edge. No chance. Nice physical play. Here he is up top once again. Looks like we got a guy coming in motion. It's a sweep to his side. No chance. There was a couple of these I thought where it showed him break out and run, but I haven't seen him quite yet. There you can see the strength. The guy had no chance to block him. I mean, he looks the part, 6'2", right? He really looks the part. They got no chance to block him, obviously. No shot. He's just running right through him. So they didn't want no part of him. See, you can see he's got some great change of direction too. Nice job coming up and run support on some of these plays. I think that's the last play. So a great pickup for West Virginia, I think, and somebody that can definitely be and can impact, in probably 20. I mean, I would say he'll get on the field in 2026. But I would say that, in my opinion, he's going to be more of a 2027 guy. Here he is deadlifting 585 pounds. This is extremely impressive for a guy his size. This is a lot of weight. Holy cow, man. Very impressive. 585. There are offensive linemen that don't do that. No wonder he runs 4.4. Here he is right here running a 2.61 20-yard split. No way. Come on, Vincent. Hey. Yeah, he's got some measurables. There's a reason he soared up boards like he
Cloud
did.
Works through the air again on a fourth quarter possession, but he underthrows Liner, and Vincent Smith comes up with his second interception on the night to stave off any Mattia comeback chance.
Nice. Just want to watch a couple of these really quick, see if we can see any of that speed. Because I felt like there was a couple plays where I saw it when I watched the tape where you could just see the great speed he has. Yeah, here we go. Here's one. There we go. You can see on that play, he's got great speed down the sideline. So, yeah, Vincent Smith, man, congratulations. You're a Mountaineer. We're happy to have you, sir. We wish you the very best in your endeavors this upcoming year for sure, because we want you to be better. We don't want you to get out, we don't want you to get recruited away from us, but, we want you to be just good enough to where we can keep you. Oh, boy. Yep, that's my flavor, man. I need to sponsor Jersey Year. That's for sure. Make sure you guys go check Jersey Year out. He's got a channel. Check him out, man. He does a great job over there. He had a West Virginia. He just did an interview the other day with somebody. I don't know if it was NIL related or not, but he did an interview with Don Bosco kid. So Rhett Wilson, I think it is, or maybe he'll know in the comments. But yeah, guys. So Some good and some bad, right? Uh, that's funny. I gotta be honest, man. That's pretty dang funny. If Jimmori Robinson ain't eligible, we are going to drink the crap out of Mountain Dew. Yep, that's right. Getting our feelings. So Jimmy McKenna wants to know: is the players not playing now? Um, so if you didn't get a check, if you didn't see me earlier in the episode, we talked about this. So as you guys know, or if maybe you don't know, I didn't go to Big 12 Media Days. I chose to go to Utah, the trip to Provo. Um, that is sponsoring me and this channel to meet Coach Sataki and interview him in the BYU football stadium, as well as a ton of other things. I'm going to a bunch of museums. I'm going to Sundance Film Festival. Like, I just name it. They've got it on the. I had to go fill out an itinerary today. That's just like incredibly big. So, see if I can. I don't know if I have it. Yeah, I do. So here it is. This is my itinerary for what I've got going on. 7/16, 3 p.m. hotel check-in. We got leave for Sundance right here. We got the Wizard of Oz dinner. Then we got breakfast. Then I got Top Golf the next day, lunch. Then I got the BYU facilities tour and the interview with Sataki in LaBelle Over Stadium. Then we go to dinner. Then I've got downtown Provo exploration. Then I got breakfast. Then the next day, Thanksgiving Point, which I looked into, was really awesome. I got lunch. I got to still continue to do Thanksgiving Point. Then we go back to Sundance or something. And then we got the Foundry Grill. We got the Alpine Loop. We got the Art Museum. Like, there is so much going on with this. Let's see, what else is there? I think there's another bit on there. Yeah. So, and then from there we go to Ginger's Garden. Then we go to Sri Sri Radha Krishna Temple, or the Petrolina Museum, hotel, dinner, then a comedy box show. So when I tell people there's a reason I turned down media days, there was a reason for that. But that's my itinerary. I can add to or subtract things. I'm told Top Golf's going to be really fun. I'm looking forward to that. But obviously getting to meet the BYU team and interview Coach Sataki, pretty much that's a pretty big deal, right? So that's going to be something for the channel. You guys are going to, and so I'll be making a video out of that, the tour. West Virginia fans stranded in Provo or something along those lines. So make sure you're ready to watch when that comes out. I'm going to put a lot of time and effort into it, try to make it as good as possible. And hopefully we can promote, the tour. Listen, I'm not kidding y'all. They are the nicest, capital N, nicest people I've ever met. You wouldn't believe how much money they're giving me to do this. I mean, like, they are so nice, man. It's insane. Like, they've gone way out of their way here. So I couldn't turn it down, but point is, I'm off track, aren't I? You guys are wanting to know about Robinson and company. So I had people at Big 12 Media Days that obviously I work with that I had look into this, and unfortunately it's just grim, right? Is the word that I got. Doesn't mean no, though. Like I'm telling you right now, there's a chance they all still get eligible, or any one of them could be. But I don't, there's so many moving parts to it. Like, if you look at, like I told earlier, Harrington has been in college since 2018. It's a long time. 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022. 2 years before COVID, he was in college. Think about that. It's a long time. Now, the Pavia rule happened. The Diego Pavia rule wipes out junior college in 2018. And the COVID rule wipes out college in 2020. So, there are some things going on, moving parts to these that I don't know. And he was injured for a year, right? So, like, 3 of these years technically shouldn't count. So he should still be on a 5-year calendar. We're just not sure. The same thing with, like, Robinson and guys. Like, Jimmori Robinson played like 2 years of JUCO. Shouldn't really count, but it seems like guys like him are getting denied right now. And that's the word that came in from when I was at media or whenever I asked my people at Media Days to look into this for me. So I don't know what else to do except, I just wanted to update you guys because I felt like overall it's not in stone yet, but it's also not looking great. And even though there's no resolution technically yet, I feel like it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare scenario. Literally, you could, if you told me these were 4 of the 10 best players on the team this year, I wouldn't bat an eye. I would not bat an eye. Like these all have the potential to be that. And that's the part that hurts the worst. Like Tye Edwards he's 6'3", 200 or 6'4", 6'3", 230 pounds and runs 21 miles an hour. Like you just can't find that on the street. Jeff Weimer is a big play receiver, 6'2". He 75 balls for over 1,000 yards last year and 6 touchdowns. And then the year before at UNLV, he had like 30 catches before he got hurt. And that was in the first couple games. Harrington, we know, was an elite player at Oklahoma, started before he got hurt and went to Washington last year and just he wasn't ready yet. And then Jimmori Robinson, if this eligibility thing wasn't an issue, that people like LSU, Alabama, like that's the kind of place he should have went. And yet we got him. I always wondered how we did it. I just thought we overpaid, which is fine. I'm okay with that, because I think at certain positions you can overpay, like pass rusher, left tackle, quarterback, corner. Like typically those 4 positions I'm okay with overpaying for. But here we are. We still got a lot of good players. I think we still have some good pass rushers. Yeah, but man, it's definitely a hit and blow to our pass rush if we can't get him. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of semblance of exactly what is going on here. I'm not going to be a Mormon, Tosh. Have mercy, man. Oh, man. Listen, they're nice, though. They are nice, but can they rebound, though? That's what I want to know, right, Drumwolf? Oh, gosh. Oh, man. I'm going to get off here. I appreciate y'all. Like the video. Subscribe if you're new around here. And share the video out if you're watching this on X. Nobody ever does it, by the way. Why don't you guys that are watching this on X, there's 200 of you guys watching. Why don't you guys ever just click repost for me? I just want to know why. Not even one person will do it. Every time I ask, I go and check, and it's like, no, not one person did. So if you get time, hit the repost button for me, man. I would appreciate it. That's all I got. I appreciate y'all. By the way, thanks for making Locked On West Virginia your first listen and for being a part of the Locked On Podcast Network. We talk about your team every single day. Do me a big favor and check out the Locked On portal. Brian Smith, like I said multiple times now, is one of the number 1 in our company right now. He absolutely crushing it, deservingly so. He's doing extremely well. This is that time of year for them. So he deserves all that and more. He's a great guy. I want to have him on again soon. Maybe talk some of these newer commitments West Virginia has. All right, guys. I will see you guys tomorrow or later tonight, possibly. Depends on if we get any other news out. I'm kind of struggling to get topics. It's like to that point. So, and I've got to record like at least 3 for while I'm gone, and just go ahead and post them out. I got Phil Steele for an interview coming up as soon as I get home. And then also got Michelle, big time ex influencer with right around 100,000 followers. She's coming on as well right after I get back. So we got big things in the future coming. We got the Utah trip. We got a lot going on, guys. Things are moving quick. We're growing. Be a part of the community. You're a part of this community. You helped me get me here. Let's make it better, right? Who says we can't be something like Josh Pate someday? I don't know why we can't be. And even if we can't be, it's fine to aim for that. I'm okay with it. All right, guys, I'll see y'all later or tomorrow, depending on what happens. I'm out.